Look, who are you?
I told you, George, I'm your guardian angel.
What is it you want, Barry? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Welcome home, Mr. Bailey.
Sentimental hogwash. I wish I had $1 million. Hot dog! Mr. and Mrs. Martini, welcome home.
This is what I wished for.
You see, George, you really had a wonderful life.
Merry Christmas!
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right.
You know, just a few days ago, It's a Wonderful Life celebrated its 75th anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a podcast called Fine Movies, Fine Spirits. But for those of you on the know, it didn't start as such a show. It started focused on one movie and one movie only. The name of the podcast was Poddersville, and the movie was Goonies, or at least that's what I wanted it to be. Instead, folks, it was the classic Frank Capra film, It's a Wonderful Life. And after a year of doing podcasts, after 25 episodes, we thought it would be apropos to get back together in what I am calling right now for the first time, It's a Wonderful Reunion. I just coined that phrase, and I think I should get praise for it. But again, I'm not here alone. I'm here with two of the biggest It's a Wonderful Life fans I know. Really, yeah, I mean, I think it's their favorite movie. Folks, Mr. Christopher Morris, Mr. David Corsetto, I have nothing else written. Guys, how are you this evening? And are you drinking? And what are you drinking? Dave, you first.
I am drinking hot chocolate with
Holy shit.
with Bailey's. It's pretty good.
Perfect.
Not gonna lie.
Perfect. Bailey's, George Bailey's.
Ah,
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So let's spin on that.
Christopher, how are you?
Michael,
And what do you got in
do-
your glass?
Sorry to jump the gun. That sounded familiar, by the way. It's a wonderful reunion. Excellent. Excellent job by you.
Thank you.
I'm doing well. I am drinking a hard drink for men who like to get drunk fast. And just remember, we don't need any characters around to give the joint atmosphere. Or do I have to slip you my left for a convincer? I'm drinking a double bourbon like Joey.
Very, very good. And David, I have a nice warm cup of hot cocoa myself that I just poured. There's nothing hard in it. The only hard thing in this room is me right now because I'm really excited to be here. But this is a family show. And I just want to say a couple of things. First of all, thank you guys for starting this show. Second of all, John, I hope this is Christmassy enough for you. I know we weren't meeting your quota, but hopefully we're there now with this episode. Gentlemen, It's a Wonderful Reunion. I mean, yeah, we want to talk about It's a Wonderful Life, but also the year in podcasting. We started off, we wanted to do this quick special. We turned it into a we basically recorded twice, and I split it into 5 parts, 5 short parts. Those were our shortest episodes ever. But how does it feel to now be officially, you can consider yourself a podcaster? How does it feel?
Veterans, just veterans in the biz. Dave?
I'm along for the ride, guys. You guys are the veterans. I'm just a rookie here.
No,
I bring my B game most days. Sometimes
you had a couple good. Out of the 25, showed up at least twice.
Yes. I mean, let's not forget. I mean, and I'm not going to do I don't think I should do a clip episode where I start putting clips in, but if I could find them, we had episodes where Dave is half asleep, fully asleep, half drunk, fully high on gummies. And and a raging foodaholic after killing a deer. Those are my highlights.
That was something to behold. You know, I used to hate those like end of the year special, like on sitcoms when they did the clips. Nothing to do with you, Michael. By the way, do you want to plug something?
I could just say that I am
that mug.
I'm drinking a Mickey Mouse mug, and for the last 22 days, I've been doing a Christmas podcast of my own. I didn't want Dave to find out this way, but okay, Chris has been on the show. Dave, he hasn't been on the show. Maybe next year, baby. Maybe I'll fill. You can find a slot to be filled if you want to watch a Christmas Facts of Life.
Did you just call me baby?
I did. I feel like that's Dean Martin called people baby.
Definitely.
I feel like this is like we're like the Rat Pack, just kind of hanging out. Anything can happen. Booby, doobie doobie. Again, I'm not drinking.
He's not drinking, believe it or not. Did you notice how excited he got when you said you were drinking hot cocoa, dear?
Yeah. But then I told him I had actually alcohol in it.
He put alcohol in it. That was very much grown up. I have marshmallow in mine.
That's better.
It was actually a hot chocolate bomb where you put this big chocolate thing in your cup, you pour water over it, it explodes, and cocoa.
Oh yeah, my kids had that. It was a little overrated.
I guess it's for kids, but
so no, you don't enjoy things for kids.
Never.
So this was originally supposed to be live, thus the reunion. Someone came up with that.
But Chris fucked us over. Chris,
I did.
Fucked over a lot of reunions.
Best laid plans.
I haven't seen Chris in person in quite some time.
Probably 32 years.
Dave was, a week and a half ago,
but yeah. So unfortunately, that didn't happen. I couldn't make it happen in the couple days I had available. So we could do something live right in the new year. Start up a new. Well, I don't know. We may do a pod next week even. I don't. We didn't even discuss it, by the way.
I really haven't.
I am on vacation next week, so I am freely available.
Nice.
Likewise.
You'll have to edit that in, Mike. We'll do something very.
Oh no! I'm not editing anything tonight. This is straight to the podcast feed.
Christmas.
That is the one thing when we started doing the show. I think the first one I just put the audio up. Dave's like, you should put clips in. I was like, you know how long that takes? Because if we go 2 hours, I have to listen to 2 hours of the show and then find the clips. I have to find them on YouTube sometimes. And
supposed to mark them. Yeah, I should yell mark them.
It is.
Now that we're in the biz.
But Mikey, I'm not gonna lie, you've done a good job with this little pod.
Thank you.
So
it is fun. The outcome of it, like the final thing, I do like listening to it. David, you have listened to the pod?
I've listened to it.
Very good. That's good.
I feel
nice.
Not all.
That's all we can ask. As long as you subscribe.
Our subscribers are expanding.
I've done it live. I don't need to listen. I've lived it already.
You are our key demographic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Old white guy. That is basically our key demographic. But I do know a couple ladies that are that now listen.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Are they attractive?
We got to keep
friends of mine.
Keep it G.
These are friends of mine. I already mentioned, Christine Kucher and Carol Ann. Hi, Carol Ann, if you're listening.
Carol Ann.
This like
come to the light.
Oh my
All
God.
are welcome,
that joke all the
children.
time. So
Please stop it.
No.
You sure there's no there's nothing more than a cupcake in that?
I'm on a chocolate high. That's enough. So, I do want to mention some things about It's a Wonderful Life. Like,
Yes.
when's the last time you watched it?
Last night.
David, when's the last time you watched it?
This morning.
Fantastic. Don't ask me. The last time I watched it was when we did the podcast last year.
No, you didn't catch it once before.
I've been watching too much television.
This is true. I did good job with that sitcom stuff though too. I listened to two of them.
Hey.
The two I was in, but
yeah,
the two I were on, but still. But yes, no, it depresses me seeing Dave and hearing how he's doesn't have the Christmas spirit. He's sounds like a Grinch. He's not like I thought he was like I am, like Clark,
like overly Christmassy.
Like I'm already getting depressed as you know, I'm like, it's the 22nd. I got how many more Christmas movies do I have to watch? Like I sent that gift today that of with which Michael does not understand at all of from Schindler's List.
Yes, and which is the most Christmassy gift you could have sent, right?
It is the gift that keeps on giving, Clark.
Mikey, the fact that you still have not watched Schindler's List will be on our movie pod this year.
Okay,
It's a crime.
That's
Fucking crime.
no, that's great. That's
But
another
here's the
thing.
thing. But here's the thing, Chris. I will tell you, George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life is a dark movie.
It is. Well, all right, we'll get to it. I had to say that at least once, Mike. But I was saying
that's why my soul is dark, because I think I've watched it so many times that maybe it's just like, okay, I get it. I want to be Christmassy, but I don't know how.
I mean, thank God
So
you're not
I
zooming
think-
from a bridge.
Exactly. I'm at that point.
it's true, but it's such a feel-good movie. It's
The ending is.
it's also one of many great Christmas movies. So I sent that Schindler gif of him saying I could have saved one more, and I think like that every Christmas. It reminds me of my grandmother.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody. It's so cliche, but I remind a lot of people of Grammy and Oscar Schindler, the combination of the two.
Of course,
It's
if I had a
cliche.
nickel every time I heard of that.
Exactly, it's cliche. She would cry at the end of every. We would go to my grandmother's house for Christmas, and she would cry at the end of the day when everybody was leaving because Christmas was over.
Yeah,
So we're always like, why is Grammy crying? Just she's sad because everything's over. But so I'm like, I don't weep at the end of Christmas, but I do get bummed when Christmas is ending, and also like Schindler, I say. I could have watched, It's a Wonderful Life one. Well, I'm not usually It's a Wonderful Life, but I could have watched, Scrooged one more time. I could have watched Christmas Vacation one more time. I should have listened to that Muppets Christmas Carol one more time.
Love it.
Just have to get it all.
Do you listen to the record Muppet Christmas?
I don't. I used to. My brothers and I used to have that as kids.
you're talking like the Muppet Christmas before the Carol. The one with it the one with Bob Denver?
Oh yeah. My brothers and I.
I mean
that.
John Denver, not Bob Denver. That's Gilligan.
Yes.
I had that same record.
Oh, it was awesome, right? My
Yeah.
brothers and I.
Great.
I mean, probably not great if we played it right now, but
I beg to differ.
I say it would be great.
So
So-
one thing I wanted to mention real quick was, Dave, you mentioned how I haven't seen Schindler's List. And that is another thing I appreciate about this podcast is you guys getting me to see movies I've never seen before,
True.
like Unforgiven and The Graduate.
Oh my God, The Graduate was.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get you to watch The Graduate for years.
Yeah. And I
These
did for the
unknown
show.
movies. Yep, these unknown movies that people never heard
These
of.
little indie projects.
Like, we got a little flick called The Godfather.
I've seen the first one.
For you to check
God,
out.
I love
Oh,
The Godfather.
Don't
We're doing
even
that
say
this
it.
year. We are doing that this year.
I've seen the first one one time.
Maybe.
Oh my
Are there
God.
sequels?
So
There's only
but-
one sequel that counts. Yes.
yes, there's only one sequel that counts. That's correct. So, but yes, as far as you not seeing movies, speaking of that, we wanted to get Miracle on 34th Street
Yeah.
in another just fantastic Christmas movie. My wife was watching White Christmas today, Dave.
Great movie.
That's a great movie. So there was we almost, unfortunately, we didn't have the time to do one more Christmas movie.
Well, we
Much to
have
the chagrin
Christmases-
of our fans.
many
much to the
Christmases to
chagrin-
come.
Sorry, Dave, my friend Dave. He was getting on us about, much like John, he was getting on us about not doing a movie.
Yes, I think
So-
you reached out on Twitter today.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Elf, and you're not a fan of Elf, which is
I like
surprising
Elf.
to me.
Oh,
What do you mean? I like Elf.
Oh, you do?
You know what?
It's
I
fantastic.
gotta write that down. I gotta watch that before.
I love Alf.
time.
Elf.
Yeah.
I love Elf too.
You love Elf, yeah. So it's never mind. I won't even make any more jokes about crack being exchanged for sexual favors with homeless people.
At one time,
Edit that out.
and it wasn't Alf.
So yeah. So unfortunately, we couldn't do another Christmas movie, but I watching It's a Wonderful Life again. You notice things every time, don't you, Dave?
Yeah, you do. Very true.
So, and you said you were reading a book, or you read a book?
I've read that. Yeah, it was the 75th anniversary book.
Was that
It's
Time
Wonderful
Life thing?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Oh, I don't know how I don't
It
have
was
that.
so good.
So I listened to an
I actually gave it
audiobook.
to your dad. I gave it to your dad when he was in the hospital to read.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Remind me to get it back from the bastard. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Dave's like, I'm gonna
He
need
is
this
okay.
back.
Folks. He is okay, in case anybody's
Yes.
wondering.
Yeah.
So I listened to an audiobook, Wonderful Memories of It's Wonderful Life by Jimmy Hawkins, who played Tommy with Petey.
Yeah.
Tommy. Yeah, he played the kid who burped.
The kids are the only ones that are left, really, right?
Yeah, Suzu and so
No, that's not true. That's not true.
what's that?
Harry's wife is still alive.
Oh yeah, you said that. You know, she was. They had audio clips of like people being interviewed. They had clips of, I forget his name, the guy who plays Nick, who played gangsters in a lot of other movies.
Yes.
He
That's
said,
what he was known for.
yeah, and he said it was difficult. He said basically, I'm playing two roles in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said basically, I'm playing, nice Nick, and then I'm playing. He's like, not a nice guy at all.
Yep.
One of the great questions that you mentioned, Dave. Why is Nick a dirtbag?
It doesn't make any sense. There's no context for that at all. I don't think anyone will ever get that. And it wasn't in the book either. So
No.
I was dying to figure out why Nick became such a scumbag. But I guess that question will never be answered.
Nope, probably not. So in this audiobook, there was they had clips of Frank Capra being interviewed, and he said his favorite movie of all time was It's a Wonderful Life. He said he thinks maybe his best might have been Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, but his favorite is It's a Wonderful Life. The one thing he regretted
Was Donna Reed's character.
Was Donna Reed's character in the alternate life, right? Yep. Not being a strong woman. She was this meek little librarian. So that was in that book. That's great. Yeah. But yeah.
She was an old maid. Like that was such it was such a crime that she was an old maid.
Well,
no,
because
not
she
that.
was such a, great character in the normal life. So but people often say it's such a great Christmas movie because it's, it just shows what, how important God's greatest gift is. And I assume they mean Donna Reed, right? God's greatest gift. Donna Reed.
She was hot in that movie, yeah.
It was actually featured in two sitcoms I watched. An episode of Cheers and, of course, an episode of Family Matters with Steve Urkel.
Shut the fuck up.
Donna Reed was in Cheers?
No, It's a Wonderful Life was featured in both episodes.
Don't ever say Urkel and It's a Wonderful Life in the same fucking sentence.
Steve Urkel. See, Laura had to live through Steve, and Steve had to live as Laura. It was a reversal with a guardian angel.
I'm sorry, I dozed off. So Frank Capra was also saying how, I don't know if it had this in the book, Dave, that the opening scene, and like I told Mike, you get the Liberty Films bells. I want that at the beginning of my post-wake video clip. Doesn't have to be the post-wake. It's going to be online too. So you can.
I guess I have to produce this too.
Chris, just have a like a live wake where you're not really dead.
Oh,
you can watch it yourself.
Like Curb.
Watch it yourself.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea. So you can stop making this now, Mike.
Oh yeah, I can work on this right now.
So it's going to have all music, music, obviously sad music that I love, and just music.
But then at the end, you run in like, I'm alive, everybody.
But the opening's gonna start with the bells, and then the music, and then the little.
Well, Chris, can they actually have pictures of you, and then we just pull them as the camera's going? Different pictures of you.
It's still. Hopefully, we have time.
Why don't we just?
Pictures of you like as a child, like as a baby, then a child, and like an adolescent.
That opening shot of the graphic of the title and the kid. We could easily put my my picture on that.
Screw that.
The
Just play the whole movie.
The last picture will be like your death. Like actually what you looked as you were dead.
Yeah, we might leave that out.
Yeah, it shows Dave and I standing over you, like, well, how it happened. Oops, we forgot to edit that out.
Guys, can I just say though how excited I was, and I think back a year, how excited I was to do this podcast.
Of course.
Yes.
We could talk about it now. You should be excited now. Christmas is in 3 days. You have grandkids, great-grandkids.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has. Oh, he has wonderful.
I don't have great grandkids.
Yeah, he's not that old.
I have a grandson and a granddaughter coming.
It's a joke. Yeah. But
however,
yes, let's talk about the movie. So Frank Capra was saying, the opening scene of Heaven with how they did it with the stars. Yep. But he was saying how tricky that was. People's version of Heaven, you don't want to be too serious with that scene. So he came up with that just to make like a humorous way to do it, which was pretty clever, especially for 1946, right? So that was one of the great things about the movie that we probably didn't mention last time that I noted is they did such a good job with tone. You know what I mean? Like it was it's pretty funny. Like there's so many parts where you have the humor with Clarence in the beginning and just a lot of scenes. And then also, like Dave said, it's a very dark movie, just very serious.
It's a movie of constant perceived letdown.
Mm-hmm.
Perceived letdown. Like, it's not a letdown in reality, but in his mind it was.
Yes. One more thing I remember, speaking of my wake video, at the end, my buddy Brian and I often just say how great the quote is remember, no man is a failure who has friends. So you might put that at the end of it. Right.
That's smart.
Right.
That's smart. Yeah.
We're still talking about your wake.
Yeah. We need to do the live wake is the best though. We need to do that. That's the one. Where you're in your bedroom watching us all mourn you.
That's the Curb's been great this year.
Fucking fantastic this year.
It really has.
And I'm going to sidetrack real quick. I can't not wait for that friggin' that documentary on Bob.
Oh, I love that.
Dave, sorry, Dave, whatever his name is.
Well, no, his name, right, it's Bob, not Bob Odenkirk, that's Bob Einstein, right?
Yeah, oh, God.
Good for Dave, the best.
Funkhauser, one of the best characters of all time.
How about his joke to Seinfeld? Dave, why don't you tell us that joke?
The best.
I don't know it by heart.
It's a great Christmas joke.
Yeah.
Like you probably know by heart. Do it.
If you don't know that,
it's
Jerry
Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld. Marty Funkhauser. He doesn't want to hear your effing joke. It's. He says, "I do remember. It's like the newlyweds."
Yes.
My opening is too big. My opening is too large. I'm not going through it. Yeah.
Your C is in the sink.
Yeah. Yep.
We got to clean this up. So, sorry, just logging off. So, back to It's a Wonderful Life, which started it all, and I have to finish watching. I actually didn't watch it all last night. I've watched it several times, but
now
didn't
I wanted to mention, because I saw this a couple of weeks ago on the December 6th episode of Jeopardy. There was a category called It's a Wonderful Life Turned 75.
Get out.
But here's the thing. The clues for you guys, they're not even close.
Like Jimmy Stewart.
Like this actress came by her all-American image honestly. Her hometown of Denison, Iowa, had been compared to Bedford Falls.
I got nothing. I don't know. Is that...
Right? It was like, who's the director? The schemes of this wealthy, cackling character includes offering George a job.
That's great. So he was so, who played him again? I'm having a...
Lionel?
Yeah,
Barrymore?
Lionel Barrymore. Yeah. They said he was so nice on the set, and they were like, he looks too nice. Like he did a great job. Capra said he did a great job, but he was even looking nice. And then they just put some wig on him to like, it made his head look square.
Oh wow.
He does look freakish.
He has
doesn't
a great scowl though, like a great, you know.
He came from a long line of actor family. He was a big actor family.
Yep.
So
Bunch of John Barrymore, and right. This is gonna get the kids in. We're gonna do 20 minutes on the Barrymores. Actually, Drew Barrymore, right?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna do the silent era. We gotta do a few silent movies because it'll be a lot easier for me to edit.
So, Mike, what's
I
your
love
favorite
when he
scene?
wins. What was that,
Mike?
Chris?
I was asking Mike what your favorite non-end of the movie scene is. Did we say that last year?
My favorite I mean, it's upsetting, but when I like when he yells at his kids.
What?
I don't know. It's
Part of the end, but it's great.
It's
Are you
hurtful,
kidding?
but I just love his acting, I think.
Oh,
No way.
But actually, no, I really like the
No,
scene with when he's just comes out of the water with Clarence and the guy who works at the bridge or the dock.
That's a great scene.
I
That's
love
a great
that scene.
scene.
so
It's funny.
I remember that probably drew me to the movie first when I was like a teenager watching it. That scene is like hilarious, and it's just like just goes down smooth. It's such an easy watch.
And Clarence is just like, he's not a guy who was hiding the fact like, oh, listen, by the way, I'm your angel. He was just matter of fact, this is who I am. And of course, George was like, wow, that's my George.
I want you to do George saying the whole Mr. Potter speech.
Oh, do you want me to do George doing the Marty
Just remember
Funkhauser?
this, Mr. Potter. That rabble you're talking about. They do most of the work.
Living and dying.
Dying.
Yeah.
That's such a good scene.
Oh, or the bank when everyone covers.
Oh, the
Like-
bank run.
Yeah. Oh,
No, I
many
love
good
the
scenes.
scene when he goes to Mary's house. That was one of my favorite scenes.
Did you
new dress? You like
it? Was
it?
great.
New
was
dress?
great.
You like it? Yeah, it's all right.
right. He's a jerk. Yes.
Oh, she says to him in that scene a great line. She says, he said, I can still smells like pine needles around here. She's like, waits a beat and goes, thanks. Just thanks him for it. Like, he's an asshole, but I'm gonna,
He was such a dick. He was such a dick in that scene. It was the
Does
best.
he yell at her mother?
No,
she yelled at her mother.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's funny that you mentioned that because I noticed a couple things that he did during that scene. So he kicks open their gate, right?
Yeah.
Just kicks open the gate and he throws a stick into their bushes. And then he glares at the mother when he comes back and she's on the phone. The mother comes down and she looks at George. And he looks up at her, like stares her down.
Because she was a douchebag.
Oh yeah, she was.
A colossal douche.
Oh, okay. I'm just thinking scenes without even having seen it in so long. Like the walk after the dance.
A great scene.
Yeah.
And that was her hottest scene. That's where she looked the hottest.
There we
We
go.
I knew you were getting that, Mike.
We get that creep level. Oh, the hottest.
We get Dave worked up again.
That's the one I pause.
She was such a smoke show in that scene. Ugh.
But it seems great, and then it's funny, and then the Uncle Billy comes, and Harry comes with Uncle Billy, and
Shit
then
goes down.
Uncle Billy
Yeah,
having all these
great.
strange wild animals.
yeah. But they have the great music with who's the Dimitri? Do we remember the
I do not remember. That was supposed to be your job to get that.
Dimitri Tomkin or something? So he but yeah, they have that music, and then Mary pops up and you see the look on her face. So it's funny, I also in that book, the audio book, they were talking about how Jimmy Stewart just dreaded doing that scene with Mary. He was like nervous about it. This is his first movie in a long time too, as
First movie after it was his first movie after his
after the war, right?
Oh, wow.
So he was kind of like apprehensive, and
He was
Right,
actually he was also in a state of depression at that point too.
yes, yeah, well, right. And then you see kind of some of his PTSD when he brings Petey in. Tommy. I keep calling him Petey. You see him crying, but he was nervous he was nervous with the scene with Mary, the sexual tension scene.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
I'd be
And
nervous.
so that was one take, and they didn't
I would-
even.
I would have had a chubby the whole time.
Now they have
It's a wonderful chubby.
the wonderful rod.
Sorry.
That's the title of the next episode. But,
Yes. That's
but yeah, there was the great speech of George. I can't, I love him just mentioning his father, brings a tear to your eye. Anyways, my father didn't think so. To him, people were human beings to him. But to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle.
Which,
So in my book,
so many great
Which is so-
monologues.
but that monologue is so fucking true, though, when you think about it.
that was
like-
great. His father, right? His father, when he tried to get him to stay.
You know,
like
you know,
said,
what it is, Chris? Here's what I just realized it. I just fucking cracked the code. This is why I think my Christmas spirit is not where it needs to be, because there's not enough of people like George Bailey's dad.
Peter Bailey.
Peter Bailey was a saint, right? Gave to people, took care of people. There's not a lot of those people anymore. The people
You
that
know
treat
what,
people
though?
like there's more people that treat people like cattle in this world than anything else now.
There are, but there are people who, you see videos of random people giving strangers gift certificates, and
Yes, that's nice.
there are people like that.
Yeah.
So
Dave bought me rollerblades once.
I just bought a homeless guy some coffee and donuts the other
there you
day,
go. See,
which was nice.
it should have
felt
made
good
you
about
feel good
myself.
too.
It
I
did.
mean, you
It
just-
really did.
I'm not a homeless guy. Oh, this was a different person. No.
It should have made you feel good, just the act itself, without telling,
Yeah, without
tens
broadcasting.
of
Yeah.
people on a podcast.
Congratulations
No,
for
I'm
the.
joking. That's great. But isn't stuff like that? Yes, exactly. Peter Bailey was the best, and
Well, that quote was on
George
his.
didn't get it.
Wasn't that quote right below Peter Bailey's picture?
Yep. All that you can't take. I quoted it during our pod. I can't. All that you can't take. I will have to.
Refer everyone. Let's just refer to the last year's podcast. You'll get the quote.
Yeah, go back and listen. We could use, the numbers. Check it out.
I had my more brain cells, and I wasn't working at home for 2 years.
Oh my God, yeah.
Not that I do anything untoward.
I also like young George Bailey, child George Bailey. He did a great job.
Of course you do.
Jimmy Stewart saw him like 5 years later in the he was still acting. I guess you said he became a director, but he saw him and he goes, "Hey, there's young George Bailey. He saved my career," or something. He said something like that.
That kid got whacked in the ear and didn't miss a beat.
Nope.
Oh, so he was getting interviewed and he was talking about the Mr. Gower was a famous silent actor, silent screen actor, who, by the way, I saw him in Sunset Boulevard. I watched that movie for the first time. Mikey, I'm sure you've seen it.
I haven't.
You might have seen it. And but yeah, he was in that movie because he was, it had a bunch of silent screen actors. So the young George was getting interviewed, and he said, when he had to do the scene with him, he said he was getting ready for the scene, Mr. Gower, by getting drunk. So he goes, he wasn't drunk, but he was pretty tipsy.
So he's trying to. He's a
Really
method.
tipsy for that.
Very.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Gower's the picture of his son.
Yes.
Jess told me today he was an actor. He was a famous actor from Fall River. So right from
Oh, wow.
down here. We have to look it up
Wow.
to see his name. So yeah,
There are a lot of things that come out of Fall River.
all comes together.
I have a quiz here. It's called the Who Said It quiz,
Mhm.
and I thought it'd
Like
be
it.
fun to. I don't know if you have to guess for whoever says it first, or yeah, why don't we do that? It's multiple choice, but I'm not even sure you need multiple choice. I'm not going to say it first. I'll just say the quote. The first one: "I've been saving this money for a divorce if I ever was to get a husband."
Oh, Dave,
That was
Housekeeper.
the maid, but I don't know what's her name.
what? Come
Yeah,
on.
I know. I forgot.
I'm having
hold on.
I'm having a brain cramp too.
I have multiple choice if you need it.
Go ahead,
It's Mrs. Hatch, Mrs. Bailey, Violet, or Annie.
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 All right, Annie.
Of course, it's Annie. Annie, when he, how do we forget Harry assaults?
Yeah, chasing her into the kitchen. I'm
Now,
in
even
love with you, Annie.
Now, even I know this one. He's making violent love to me, mother.
Harry.
Oh my God, really? Shut up.
Excuse me, I burped.
That was Tommy.
This is a very interesting situation.
That was George.
They'd agree with me too.
What, this whole thing? Why I only wear when I don't care how I look.
Violet.
The 16, so we're gonna do this. Oh yes. It's the Charleston contest.
Harry. Fuck you, I got that one.
Get me. I'm giving out wings.
That was what's his name?
Nick.
Fuck. Nick, yeah.
Nick, yeah. After all, Potter, some people like George had to stay at home. Not every heel was
Uncle
in
Billy.
Germany or Japan.
Uncle Billy.
Teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
Zuzu.
No, Zuzu. What?
I thought you said Pazuzu. You see, George, you really had a wonderful life. Clarence, very good. George Bailey, what does he want?
Mrs. Hatch.
Hell yeah. Okay. That a toast to Mama Dollar and Papa Dollar. If you ever want the old building and loan to stay in business, you better have a family real quick.
George.
All right. I just want to finish it.
I thought you were going with Eustace. I was waiting for you.
That's
right.
That's the next. Do you have the quiz pulled up?
Eustace? Do you?
Yeah, because she's one of the people, the names listed. Where's my hat? Oh, thank you, George. Which one is mine?
Uncle Billy, yeah.
You're worth more dead than alive.
Mr. Potter.
Mr. Bar.
Hee-haw.
Sam Wainwright.
And submitting the answers.
Okay, hold on. Hee-haw was basically any one of those fucking kids, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
We got 100% correct. You guys nailed it. There's a whole ton of quizzes, but I thought that was a quick and easy one.
Eating, too.
And you're eating, which is, you know what? It's a wonderful reunion. If we could just go back and talk about what Dave has eaten or taken during the show. There's been cheese. There's been cupcakes. There's been crackers. I've seen like him dip. I feel like the dip, his phone was in the dip at one point. I saw him reading. We've seen Dave standing up, lying down, sitting at his kitchen, sitting in his living room.
Something else, yeah.
In a different podcast, he was in the tub.
Just a wild scene. Excellent. It really makes me want to watch it again, though. So
that's next year. It's a wonderful commentary where we watch the whole thing and just put our audio commentary
for our Patreon listeners.
Yeah.
Here's my problem. I think I watch this movie every night, which is a problem because honestly, it's my go to bed movie.
Yeah, but I had one of those. I used to do that with Back to the Future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's overtaking Jaws. Jaws used to be my go to bed movie. And it's a Wonderful Life for the last 3 years.
You have a summer and a winter going.
Even out of season, or you just all winter?
Well, so it starts usually in late summer and it goes to winter. Pretty fucked up, right?
It's like, when some people some people start the Halloween season in September and then start the Christmas season in mid-October. So you start your It's a Wonderful Life season just earlier than most people would.
I'm ashamed to say it too.
I love it, and I'm going to keep watching it at least, for the rest of the year. Like I said, I'm going to get depressed that the Christmas season is almost over. So the next movie we do.
Hold on, I think this Christmas movie though transcends most time. You can watch this at any time.
Yeah,
and it doesn't even need to be considered. Like, I know it takes place at Christmas, but it's not, specifically a Christmas theme.
No. Nope.
Except, that's unlike Die Hard, which is a total Christmas.
Exactly.
Gremlins. So stupid. Gremlins kind of is a Christmas movie.
It kind of
Somebody argued, Bill Simmons on his podcast, argues that Home Alone isn't a Christmas movie, which if you look at their house.
It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
But their house had, the rugs and the wallpaper are green and red and Christmas. It's purposely
Right.
decorated Christmas. It's it's
And back to Gremlins. I think Gremlins took place in Kingston Falls, which is, I mean, come on. The name alone.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It is. But here's my criteria for the silly debate whether something's like they say this. People that say Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Shouldn't a Christmas movie be you would watch it during Christmas time, during the Christmas season mostly?
It's become something people watch, and because it's around Christmas time because there's a Christmas party. So therefore they've kind of adopted it.
My kids watched it in the summer.
I think it came out in the summer.
You wouldn't watch it only during Christmas.
Right.
Like, it's outrageous. So anyways, so we still don't know what movie we're going to do next, but I think we should do like a 180 after these Christmas movies and Christmas season and do something really dark. Like, it doesn't have to be not a horror movie or anything. Not like Hereditary.
Like Schindler's List then.
Maybe.
That's the darkest you can go.
I watched that. That's a great movie, but that's not a movie you want to watch too many times.
No, but it should be watched at least once, Mikey.
Of course it should.
I agree. I do need to see it, and I will see it for the show.
Something like Memento that I had mentioned. Is it good?
Yes.
Did you say you watched it, Mike?
I've seen that, yes.
Isn't that like kind of a dark movie?
It's a dark movie. It's a Christopher Nolan movie. It's a thinker. It's excellent. It's very original.
Because it's all about time.
And it's got Joey Pants in it. So I mean, you can't go wrong.
Joey Pants. It's great.
Most pleasantly surprised movie that you've never seen that we had to do on the pod.
Well, I mean, when I think about never seen, it's only been a couple, but it's absolutely The Graduate. I didn't realize how much of a comedy it was. Unforgiven was great, but it was what I thought it was. So, it's a hard-nosed Western, where The Graduate was definitely a lot funnier than I had any knowledge of.
Great movie.
Dave, what was your
mine was Whiplash.
Whiplash was so good.
Great.
And Into the Spider-Verse was pretty good too, right?
Into the Spider-Verse was good, but I think I watched Whiplash far more because I just love the movie.
That's a movie you can get addicted to. Yeah.
Became an immediate all-time classic.
And we got a lot of shit for doing that movie because it wasn't one of those podcasts.
By that you mean who specifically?
Greg Morris.
Exactly.
But listen,
right.
but hold on.
Greg gave a shit. Whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't even watch it, did he?
We live and die by what your brothers say, Chris. This is how the pod goes, man.
Our target audience.
But Whiplash acting was fantastic. Acting was great. The ending was fantastic. It was just such a great movie.
Great.
Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But Mikey, The Graduate, probably one of my favorite movies that we've done because it's just hands down one of the funniest movies, and it's not even considered a comedy, really. But,
it definitely is.
But it's also the music. Yeah, we're not going to redo each one, but yeah, so good. Jaws was fun, obviously, even though we talked about it. And Mike did your Jaws podcast.
Oh yeah, but I mean, we
2-hour movie.
That podcast became 2.5 hours, and it went short because Dave left.
No, I was on the podcast with.
But I think if you didn't do that and had to go get your son and everything, I think we would have gone even long. I feel like we definitely would have gone longer.
Yeah.
Goodfellas was a long one too. They're long movies. I mean, friggin', it took me
Ryan probably
took me so long to edit Saving Private Ryan.
Private Ryan gave me PTSD. I watched it so many fucking times, but it was such a great movie. Of course but it's so gut wrenching.
It is.
Speaking of that, do you know the cemetery in Pottersville in It's a Wonderful Life
was in France
national cemetery?
No.
Such a surprise. I didn't know. What a curveball.
Yeah.
Fucking worst take in any podcast.
We thought it was in Virginia, right by the ocean.
That's Arlington. No, it's not.
David, come on. I'm pretty sure. I think, why don't you have another gummy? That's the Arlington National Cemetery.
Oh, we got to highlight every time Dave was right.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the
we're done.
The one that I don't remember at all was really Midnight Run. I was so incredibly high on that.
That was our
movie that I don't
second.
remember any of it.
I'm gonna re-listen.
Once we switched over to do
great
movies, that
movie.
was our second one. Yeah.
One
What a
of my
great
favorite
movie.
though was definitely Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because it was our first
Yeah.
Christmas movie. Like, it was my first non
Real episode. Yeah.
movie. That was great. I love doing that one.
The pup, all right, Mike?
Oh yeah, she's fine. She's just needy as hell. She's good. Like her stomach's good. She just wants to go out, wants my attention. She's up every night till about 10. She finally chills. So I say 8:30 and I pray that she's asleep, but nope. Everybody froze.
Mike
Oh,
started
we're back.
barking.
I wasn't listening anymore. Sorry.
Any other thoughts that you want to get out? Are we going to do Memento? Is that going to be the next one into the new year? I think that'd be a great one.
Okay. Let's do it.
And Chris is completely frozen.
Is that
I think my time is done here. So if you guys want to close up, if you guys have any finishing thoughts, I got to take my dog out. Any other thoughts? Chris, you're frozen again. Dave, any other thoughts from you?
better?
I feel very blessed to have done these pods with you guys. It's been fun. Good year. So let's keep it going. It's been fun.
Am I live?
Fantastic. Chris, yes, you're live. Oh, you were. God damn it. I'm going to wait for Chris to come out and say any thoughts, Chris. There you are. Go. Any final thoughts?
It's been a great year. Merry Christmas, gentlemen.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, my dog's barking. David, say goodbye, David.
Fuck off, Mikey.
Someday we'll tell you.
Yeah, goodbye.
We talk about great movies while drinking. We talk about great movies while drinking. Yeah, we talk about great movies while drinking. And we feel fine.
Hello, Bedford Falls! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, George! Merry Christmas, George! Merry Christmas, movie house! Merry Christmas, Emporium! Merry Christmas, you wonderful old building and loan! Hey! Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter! Happy New Year to you! In jail! Go on home, they're waiting for you.
Fans not experts.